Hey everyone, in the past couple of months I've taken 3 separate trades on 3 separate altcoins, and in this video I just want to walk you through my process and why I decided to take the trades, why I cut them, and if I'm satisfied with my overall result of each of the trades. The first one that we're gonna look is RUNE. So I entered RUNE on July 18 here on this pop. We were breaking above this resistance level, and back at that moment Bitcoin was also showing some relative strength, and as you can see the trend kind of continued to the upside, and we found resistance at around $3, which is quite normal, you know, it's a round number, and there is some price action in this area. As you can see, what I was expecting, since RUNE is quite volatile in general, if you look at history, I was expecting this to break and then continue to the 100-day moving average and potentially to the 200-day moving average, but you know, I was a bit conservative also because we're in the depths of a bear market, so my price targets were somewhere around 20% first at these levels, and then around 30, and then around 50% here at the moving average. However, RUNE was slow to react, and that's why I decided to take some profit, because the 100-day moving average came all the way down here, so I took some profit here, just, you know, to be on the safe side, since I've seen this trade not working in the timeline that I was expecting it to do. So I started to kind of risk manage in advance, and then after that we've seen these several red days that we had, and the confirmed sell-off also with Bitcoin during the same time. This breakdown of this area was actually when I was sleeping, so I wasn't on my computer and I couldn't exit the trade a little bit earlier, and I usually don't like to exit trades when we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row of red, because usually there's a bounce somewhere. But since we're in a bear market and since I'm in a capital preservation mode, I decided to cut the trade here almost at a break even or at a slight loss, because I took some profit here, just because I wasn't feeling a lot of confidence coming from the market, and also the stock market was at a pivotal moment and got rejected from a significant level. That's why I decided that I want to cut this trade here, and overall, to be honest, I'm quite satisfied with this trade, although it didn't play out the way I wanted to. You know, I followed my plan, and I think I managed the risk properly, and this is something that is very important, because I know that for these kind of setups, and you see that the others are pretty much very similar, I know that out of 100 setups I will make money, especially if we're in the general bull trends of the markets, and that's why I'm okay with this trade. You know, I didn't make any money, but still I followed my plan and I executed it, which is very, very important. Once you start hesitating, you start back holding, and imagine if I keep holding this one and it keeps going down, so maybe, you know, goes down to this level, and even if it doesn't, if it chops around here for months, I don't want to back hold this specific altcoin during a bear market. You know, it's not something that I really enjoy doing. And if this returns back to its breakout level and it confirms, and even if it breaks above here and it's right in my face, you know, it works even better than I expected in the future, that's fine. I don't have regrets, because at the moment, with the information that I have from this trade, this is the decision that I made, and I'm happy with it. So let's move to APE. This was a little bit more successful. Here I again entered the breakout. Let me just scale out. So you can see APE doesn't have that much price history. It's a relatively new coin, but again, we had a nice setup here with a potential breakout, and I took this. We had a lot of volume here on this day, and it played out pretty nicely. We even retested the breakout level to turn it into good support, and I just followed pretty similar targets like the others that I showed you on RUNE. So around 20% I took profit, around 30% I took profit, because this level around here, which was around $7, was also playing quite a lot of resistance, and the 100-day moving average was catching up. So I took some profit here, so I met a couple of my profit targets, and I left, like, I don't remember already, but maybe like a 50% of the position. And as you can see here, it started forming this potential bull flag, which actually we broke down of a few days ago. And that's why I decided that I'm gonna monitor this trade, but still I'm gonna look for this level, because this was the key level that I wanted to manage my risk. And again, on the same morning that I woke up and the market was starting to sell off, I decided to take the rest of the position on a graceful exit and make a slight profit on this position. Again, I think I followed the plan quite well. Potentially, I could have been a little bit stricter and just take profit somewhere around here when we started breaking down of this potential bull flag. But again, the 100-day moving average was acting as a lot of support here, so I wanted to be patient. And I already have taken plenty of profits here, so that's why I just decided to cut it here and not hope for a reversal or whatever. THETA was the last one that I take, and I actually took this trade quite late, so the breakout was somewhere around here. I don't know if you can see it, but it was somewhere around here, actually on the retest. And generally this was a little bit riskier play, but I wanted to take it just because this token was one of the longest accumulating one. Together with Mana, it was showing a lot of accumulation pattern for more than 80 days at the time. And I decided, okay, if this is accumulating so much, we are above the 100-day moving average, so we have pretty much clear space to the 200 and to the next major resistance. So on the retest, turning it into support, this area around 1.5, we have plenty of space to run around 40%. And I decided, okay, I want to take this trade, but I know it's a riskier play because of the token and the exchange diversification and the late breakout that we're having. I made it a smaller position, but then again, I was patient enough to see if this will break out. As you can see, it was showing relative weakness. It didn't even have a continuation. It was just right around the breakout point. And then again, we had several days of red here, and consecutively, as you can see, it broke around 3 levels of support. So around the $1.50, then around $1.30, and then the 100-day moving average. We broke all of these consecutively. It wasn't showing any signs of strength, and I was a little bit late to cut this one. It was at a loss at around 20% at this point, but again, I was sleeping at this moment, and I'm okay with this risk. 20% still was not terrible risk. My initial one was around 15%, so I should have cut it somewhere around here, but on a smaller size position, it's still fine. It was around 3-to-1 risk to reward for this specific trade. And yes, I took a loss, but again, I followed my plan and I'm quite satisfied with the outcome. This is how I usually analyze my trades. I try to look at my issues that I had. Maybe mentally I wasn't fit for some of those trades, or I took an early entry or a late exit, or I'm back holding something. This is, I think, a very important process for every single trader that wants to become better. And let me know if you find this helpful and if you have any additional questions concerning these trades.